Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
Pugs Dread.
Namaste.
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
So, Halloween season rolling on, and we got a pretty stacked lineup for you guys tonight. But before we get into all that, how are you guys doing? Do anything interesting this week?
We're about to see Terrifier 2, which is fucking fantastic.
Yep, tomorrow.
Yes.
Make sure you guys get your tickets. Terrifier2themovie.com.
If there's any tickets left, they're going. Yeah.
And then right after that, some of us are gonna fucking watch Hellraiser on Hulu.
Ooh,
so
I'm one.
October 7th is pretty fucking big. And also my boy Wednesday 13's new album, Horrifier, comes out on the 7th as well. So please be sure to check that out and let them know Flesh Wound sent you.
Good name.
Awesome. Physical, right? Physical, or is it all
physical? It'll be on Spotify. It'll be on wherever you listen to fucking music.
Sweet.
He's everywhere. And today, Chucky, season 2.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just remembered. Dan better be good today, or I'm changing the Hulu password.
Oh shit!
I don't know what you mean, Todd. We don't do that here.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Of course, Todd wouldn't be doing anything like that.
You know what? Don't be pointing fingers, Mister. I don't get the top tier level. Fucking commercial asshole.
So yes, very, very, very excited. I think this October in general
stacked as fuck.
Legit overwhelmed. I'm fucking overwhelmed.
I mean, the big franchise stuff, but we also have some really awesome gems that have been dropping. Not even just October, September, October. We've been getting a lot. So I have to just say, in general, yes, there's some turds. There might be some turds tonight. We'll see.
There's one right here.
That's fucked up. But kudos. It just, in general, it's been a great, great month. And I'm a little nervous right now because the director, everything seems to indicate that we're going to get a really good Hellraiser, but I'm starting to feel those nerves. Like I don't want to get myself too excited.
Well, you shouldn't.
If you're feeling the nerves, Dan, you've already got yourself too excited.
Yeah, true.
I don't want to be disappointed, but we'll see.
We'll may not be. This is a gamble we're taking here.
I feel good.
But don't forget, we always have the original if this one sucks.
Yeah.
And if you don't like this one, we also have Judgment.
That there's no way, and this is not a challenge, but there's no fucking way it's worse than Judgment.
Well, I don't know. Are
you guys talking?
I assume you two are talking
about Revelations, right?
Oh,
my fucking bad. Judgment is the shit.
I know. Well, we'll save that. I just watched that one, so it was stuck in my Revelation.
My fucking bad. And I will personally slobber that knob.
That's a good tease because we will, of course, have our solo review for Hellraiser, but then we're going to have the big franchise show, which is probably going to be really, really fucking long, but hopefully interesting because
Dan has the sights to show you.
I'm going to geek the fuck out, and hopefully you guys enjoy it because put a lot of time into that one. So I've been rereading. God damn, have I been packing my brain lately. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And we want you to, of course, weigh in on your favorites. And because Hellraiser tends to be all over the place for people. So, curious to see what you think. Other than that, we do have a little bit of another announcement. Patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures.
Uh-oh. Hide the kids.
On Friday at midnight Eastern, we are reviewing the Munsters parody, kind of that that romantic comedy version. Heavy on the romance, the bedroom romance, if you get what I mean. We're gonna have
they all
that.
take place in bedroom, but okay.
Yeah, bedroom.
Is your coffin involved? Yeah.
Whatever. We'll be doing a watch along for that, not showing it obviously, but we will be doing a watch along for that. We will also have a Mockingbird Lane watch along. So this Friday, come hang out with us. It all starts at just $1. So, yeah, we work hard for that money, so we appreciate it. And anything else I missed?
Yom Kippur. Happy Yom Kippur, everybody.
Happy Yom Kippur.
That was like yesterday, I believe, but still.
Nonetheless, yeah. And I got finished my outside decorations this year. I'm pretty happy.
You didn't finish them while we were. Oh, you did finish them.
I did finish them.
I didn't know how we could
didn't
finish
see
them
him.
when he was in the chat the whole time.
I was saying, are you just supervising, asshole?
Wait, what are we talking about here?
When you fucking had technical difficulties and they had to decorate for the Munsters.
I didn't. I finished on that one the animatronic stuff, and then I had to finish that.
All right,
it's a lot of work.
Going on Hulu.
God damn. So, anyways, with that being said, we'll get into the reviews. Everybody's being a dick tonight. I'm gonna figure out what movie you like. And
I didn't do shit, you piece of garbage.
Well, now he's gonna be
anything, and you just clumped me in there.
I just anticipated it coming. All right, so let's
going
hit
to now.
Our first movie of the evening, which is Smile from director-writer Parker Finn. And in this one, after witnessing a bizarre traumatic incident involving a patient, Dr. Rose Cotter starts experiencing frightening occurrences that she can't explain. Rose must confront her troubling past in order to survive and escape her horrifying new reality. All right, so Smile. My understanding actually with this one is it was originally going to be straight to streaming, but I guess during the test audience portion, they changed that. Probably a good thing because it was #1 at the box office. It's been doing quite well. Beat another movie that somebody's pretty angry about all over social media. Bros. So it's a whole.
Oh yeah, I do want to see that, but not over a horror movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it failed because it was October and it was up against the horror movie. That's a whole other.
You're a bigot, so you don't count.
That's fucked up. Well, apparently, if you didn't go see it, you are too.
I guess I am.
I was busy watching The Woman King, so no one can give me shit.
There you go. Come at Todd.
Kind of. 1.5.
I will be honest. I was surprised that movie was playing in the little theater in Indiana, not the woman. Well, actually, that too, but the other one.
Why would you be surprised that it was playing in Indiana?
Not the.
What's wrong with Indiana, Todd? We got listeners from Indiana.
This was a very small town.
Okay, so what?
They had different water fountains still, Dan.
They probably they saw the Bros Woman King double feature. I don't know what you're talking about.
All I know is every time I leave that state, I get fucking full on fucking frisk, grabbing balls. Every time.
Turning cough.
Every time I leave LA, they're just like deuces, and I walk through. They don't get.
I have had the opposite experience.
Well, you're white, Dad.
They grab the balls all the time.
Like, who's this motherfucker coming in our town?
So, anyways,
Indy Phantom, bros not before hoes. High five, Indy.
All right, you win the night, Indy. So far, you're gonna have to, one-liner of the night. You get the trophy. All right, but yes, ball grabbing aside, Smile. So yeah, it was originally supposed to be direct to streaming, and I'm actually glad that I got to see it theatrically. It's a little bit familiar, some of the storyline beats and everything are not exactly entirely original, but it's really
Final
well
Destination-esque.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of everything lately.
Truth or Dare. I mean, that's a big one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot better in my opinion than Truth or Dare, but I was happy. It was bugging the shit out of me in the trailer. The her psychiatrist was like, man, what do I know her from? And it's Robin Weigert, who was Calamity Jane on Deadwood. So it was just driving me nuts. I was like, I know her face. And really well acted. I loved the lead, the Sosie Bacon. I thought she was fantastic.
Kevin Bacon and Kara Sedgwick's daughter.
Yeah, yes. She's got the chops, actually. I could see her. I mean, big shoes to fill, but she's somebody that I can see for many years now, hopefully sticking to the genre. We got Cal Penn, always cool to see him show up. It still blows my mind that Kumar was like working in the
White House.
Yeah, the Obama administration, I
Yes.
believe. Yeah, that's just I always just like knowing that he was there.
Blazing them
also-
out. That's all good.
Sophie Bacon's father also Scudder starred in a Paramount horror movie. If you want to throw that out there.
There, yeah, absolutely. And Smile is definitely better than her dad's last horror movie.
I would agree.
What was it? Which? Oh,
They, them.
yes.
They,
They,
them.
them.
Yeah. Oh, I was seeing
Uh,
the one before that, but yeah.
Yes, this is
The house
also,
one.
by the way, apparently I haven't seen the short film, but it's loosely based on Laura Hasn't Slept. Apparently, that's not exactly the same story, but similar themes that this was inspired by. So, yeah, it's kind of the whole movie's kind of a metaphor for abuse in relationships in a way. This creature kind of slowly cutting you off from your loved ones and support system. I thought that was all really good. Again, we've seen that in a lot of recent films, but a lot of them have been really fucking good. So again, grief, trauma, that those are kind of the hallmarks of what I think have been some of the best horror movies of the last certainly the last few years. And I enjoyed it. It's very familiar, but I dug it. It is a longer movie, but I can't say I felt it. Didn't overdo anything in terms of comedy that wouldn't fit. There's a couple chuckles here and there. If you're a sick bastard, the kid opening the present and the fall, for some reason, I don't know. And I love cats, but yeah. All of that I thought was great. Just the interaction. The boyfriend's kind of a douche, but not overplaying that.
Train, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, from The Boys, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
coward
one of
there,
the
too.
best. He's one of the best characters, though.
I
Yeah.
want to choke him out. So, well, you know what? I got to
That's
behave.
the point.
I know, but like, I want to go full
No.
NYPD
Okay,
on his
yeah,
ass.
Nobody like overplays it though. Like everybody was like just right. Felt like real people.
We'll
I
see.
really love that. The jump scares were great that were there. It didn't just rely on the jump scares though. And Kruger, I'll pass it to you here in a second. But I think some pretty cool creature stuff towards the end that I thought was really impressive. I enjoyed it. Familiar. You've kind of seen it before, but it didn't matter. I gotta be honest. I like this one a lot. Kruger, how about you?
Well, going into this, my expectations were pretty low just because I haven't liked a few of these Final Destination ripoff movies in a while. And the trailer does give away a lot of the scares that were in the movie. And I heard that prior, and they do, which is kind of unfortunate because I've seen this trailer like 1,000 times. So there's a few beats in the movie that, I already saw coming, or it got revealed in the movie, or when you saw the previews. But I will say the characters were well done, and I did like seeing all the familiar faces as the side characters. I mean, I'm a big Harold and Kumar Go the White Castle fan, so seeing Kumar show up in this was cool. And like we already said, A-Train, I'm a big fan of his acting as well. And I thought he played like a pretty good character that like you could feel for him, but at times when he needed to be an asshole, he was being a good asshole, and I like that a lot. The jump scares did bother me a little bit. Like there's a few of them that are decently done, but at one point it kind of got annoying. And maybe because I was watching it in D-Box too. I was just getting shook the whole fucking time. So I got a little bit annoyed by that. And I also think the movie was way too long for like the concept. I think they could have trimmed this down to more of a like 90-minute movie rather than almost being 2 hours, because I did feel it drag in certain areas. But I'll give the film props. There was a lot of pretty solid gore throughout the movie. It's a low body count as far as like on-screen deaths, but there was a lot of aftermath gore that looked really cool. And you already brought up, like in the final act, we get a pretty cool looking creature effect that I was not expecting at all. And I thought they were already going to go a completely different route than they did. And when I got to that point, I was like, okay, this movie's kind of turning around for me, and I did enjoy it. Is it something I'm going to be clamoring to rewatch anytime soon? No. Is it going to be like on my top 10 this year? No. But for what it was, I thought it was a solid movie that, brought the gore a little bit more than I expected it to, and had a really satisfying final act.
Okay.
So,
Right on.
Pugs.
Well, I don't know if we saw the same movie, because I was trying to think of how not to say this movie kind of sucks, but I'm really having a hard time.
Wow.
I think the acting is fucking solid. I think it's shot beautifully, and they take a lot from a bunch of classic movies and new classic movies too.
They do.
And I don't have a problem with that. My problem lies with the characters. I don't have anybody to care about. I don't like her. I don't like our main character.
What
I
did
do
she
not.
do?
She's fucking annoying. She's a problem. She's a problem, Dan.
She's a nice human being.
Fuck her. The only character I liked was the cop from the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and he actually looks like a man now, so that's cool.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, but like for me, I will. One positive thing I do like, the teeth in that creature thing, the lower jaw, that was rad. But everything else, I don't know, dude. I did not like it. I thought I'm not even going to call them jump scares. Those cheap scares bothered the fuck out of me. I'm like, you guys aren't even trying. I'm
casting you as the shitty boyfriend in a movie that I do at some point.
That's fine.
It's gonna be.
I've been that.
You and me both, brother.
You're gonna get the Oscar.
Either fucking hop on or get off. I don't give a fuck. But no, this movie's way too fucking long. And honestly, if this would have went to streaming, I would be a way lighter on this. But the fact that I had to leave my house to go see this piece of shit, not happy. So I didn't really like it. I didn't have an enjoyable experience. But that's not to shit on the acting, because everything is put together well. It just didn't hit. It wasn't for me. So, boo.
No, that's all right. I get where Pugs is coming from. Like, the only character I did really like, our lead, she was a good actress, but I wasn't like really invested in her. I did like Joel, you brought up from Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah.
And it was just like a remix of stuff you've seen before. A little It Follows in there too.
Daniel isn't real a bit.
Yeah.
Hereditary.
So, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's like one of those, like, I had fun watching it, but I'm not like in the mood. Like, I don't know when I'll watch it again. I did go in with a completely blank canvas. Mm-hmm. I avoided every commercial, every TV spot. So my expectations, okay, maybe that's what hurt us. I do. Well, I definitely liked it more than Pugs. Yeah, I think it's worth a watch.
I'd wait for streaming, but
no. I did say go to the theater, but
I just want to make it clear.
If you want to see something, scary in the movies, you could do worse than going to see this, though. I will say that. But it's not like rush out and see it, in my opinion.
You could do worse next week for sure.
Next week. Oh, really? You're going to be a dickhead? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be.
This is the hill you're going to die on? Fucking all smile?
Right.
Yeah,
I guess we're doing that. I guess we're doing Hellraiser with just the three of us.
Perfect.
That's fine. Fuck you, Todd.
Oh, is it?
No, see, Todd, you have to wait until like 5 minutes before he's gonna log on. And then
you know what? Just change the password. Give it to him. Let him figure it out.
The password that he does not share. Obviously.
It's not Netflix, so they're not going to be little bitches.
Get corporate on the phone and charge that fucking extra.
It is the mouse now.
I highlighted the mouse, so we're good.
All right. So there you go. Mixed opinions. Didn't think we had mixed opinions on this one, but Smile, I guess. Ready to go ahead and rate it then?
Yep.
All right. So I liked it a lot. Very familiar, and I can kind of see the been there, done that for some people, but I thought it told its story really well. I like the characters, and Pugs, you're a horrible person. I give it 3.5 stars.
All right. I'm 3 stars out of 5.
Pugs?
1 star out of 5.
Damn.
I'm
I
also
don't like
3.
All right.
I
Did you
wish
say,
I saw
Todd,
the
you were a
movie you
3
guys
too?
did. Yeah, he said 3.
Yeah, 3.
3.5 for me. All right.
All right. Well, the way you were like grabbing it by the
Well, I said it's very familiar. I've seen
right.
it.
Well, it seemed like you liked it more
before,
than
but I did. I enjoyed it a
What's
lot.
up, Jessica?
3.5. Great score. What's up, Jessica?
I got a Farouk Dam in there, so that's cool.
Yeah, I know. See, there you go. Lady in the chat recognizes. Yeah. Don't be shitty. Be better, Pugs. Be better.
No, you be better, asshole. I'm shocked you like a movie to begin with. Especially one with a female lead. You chauvinist fuck.
I love female leads.
When they okay.
Where's
Yeah,
that coming from?
adult
Saint
films
Maud,
don't count.
Hereditary. Some of my favorite horror movies of the last.
Yeah, but
5
usually
years
you're
are
shitting all over them,
almost
especially if they have a
female.
year-round tan. So anyway, what are we doing? No, you love year-round tans.
I love everybody. So moving on.
with the penis.
Where the fuck are we? Fuck you, Todd.
2022,
All right.
man. It's all right, Dan.
Up next, my best. My best.
No, let me guess Dan's review on this one. He's about to prove himself right.
All right, fuck you. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe you are wrong. All right. I will go first, and I won't leave you in suspense.
And don't lie either.
I am not lying. You always get an honest opinion from Flesh Wound Dan. All right, so My Best Friend's Exorcism from director Damon Thomas and based on the Grady Hendrix novel, which I have read. I don't know if any of you guys have it. It's a very, very popular book. All right, so the year is 1988. High school sophomores Abby and Gretchen have been best friends since 4th grade. But after an evening of skinny dipping goes disastrously wrong, Gretchen begins to act different. She's moody, she's irritable, and bizarre incidents keep happening whenever she's nearby. Abby's investigation leads her to some startling discoveries. By the time their story reaches its terrifying conclusion, the fate of Abby and Gretchen will be determined by a single question. Is their friendship powerful enough to beat the devil? All right, so My Best Friend's Exorcism. Once again, very popular book. I've read it. All right, so I don't like the movie, you fucking son of a bitch, but it's not. It has nothing to do with anything other than. All right, I don't know. Just yeah. I actually thought you were gonna assume.
You can put your wall down, Dan. I'm not gonna jab you. Go ahead and shit on this movie.
All right, so if you read the book, you're definitely going to be let down. I have not talked to. Well, yeah, actually, I believe Jay saw this, but and I think Jake Slaughterport, I think, also saw it. But if you have read the book, you are almost certainly going to be let down. A few things. These aren't really spoilers, but and it's been a while since I've read it, but. In the book, E.T., the movie, that was like a huge thing. They bonded over that. I think.
Well, E.T. compels you.
A birthday party or something. It's like a very important thing that I'm kind of surprised, being like an 80s nostalgia movie, that they didn't have in here.
Is this a Fox movie?
Yeah, it's no, it's not.
Or
a Universal. Yeah,
you can reference E.T. I mean, you can.
Well,
you can have a themed party.
Yeah, that might have made it difficult.
Sure, but there's a lot of other stuff. The characters, they just don't connect with each other. You don't get a good sense of the relationships that were in the book. I understand you're never going to get everything that's in a novel versus a film. I get that. There's a lot of pointless changes, making one character gay, which is kind of completely irrelevant. And then they take everything out as far as the relationship goes. I don't want to get too much into the ending. I'm not going to say what happens, but a lot more emotional in the book, which again, the stuff that they don't have here, I can't give a pass to. It really doesn't make sense. This really felt like a conveyor belt streaming movie that just really didn't put a lot of time and effort into getting it right. My Best Friend's Exorcism is not by any means like a favorite book of mine, but I understand why it's so popular. Very, I wouldn't call it YA, but certainly an appeal. I can certainly get why teenagers, high school age people would really love it. And, Grady Hendrix blew up pretty huge around this time, but yeah, and it's not a short movie or anything. It's just they don't put anything in there. And in the book, we jump ahead like 75 years, I think, roughly at one point.
What the fuck?
Where,
should have
none
ended
of
them
that.
shit in their pants.
Well, none of that. Like I said, it's a terrible adaptation. Now, having said that, if you've not read the book or have no intentions of reading the book, if you just watch this movie, and that, so your opinions might be a little nicer, but I still say it's just kind of a blah throwaway movie that you're not missing a whole lot. I like the lead actresses. I thought they were, solid. I have no real complaints. There's a lot of, they do a decent job with the 80s nostalgia. Aha.
Culture Club, man.
Tiffany, Culture Club, but the humor almost falls totally flat in this. There's very few moments from the book where, and then the what did they call them? The Lemon Brothers, the bodybuilders for Jesus thing, like it just missed. It didn't work in the movie at all, and the book is pretty funny. The I'm gonna marry Boy George stuff, I thought, okay, there were a couple chuckles, but
do you have a Boy George poster in your room, Dan?
I did not have a Boy George poster in the room, but there's nothing wrong with it if you did.
No, just asking. I take it you would be a fan.
But anyway,
he was more of a Wham guy.
There you go. But anyways, I mean, I guess maybe it'll work for some people for the whole 80s nostalgia thing, but it is such a weak adaptation and a blah movie. I don't know. But you guys didn't read the book, so what did you think just going in as a normal movie? Whoever wants to tag in.
Kruger, go for it.
Sure. I do like one of the leads, Elsie Fisher, I believe her name is. She plays I forgot her name. The chick from Misery in Castle Rock, her daughter.
Okay.
She plays that really good character in that, and she's also in the new Texas Chainsaw, which I do love. So I was excited to see her in another horror movie. Unfortunately, story takes kind of long to get going, and between some okay paranormal sequences, we get a ton of obnoxious, just religious characters and a lot of teen drama that was just making me want to turn the movie off. The final act did start to bring me back a little bit, though, just as a hardcore Exorcist fan. There's little homages to the movie that, was fun while it lasted. But then where it ended up taking us in the end was also lackluster, and the amount of dodgy CGI in that final sequence was pretty bad. I did like the demon, though. He looked cool, and I do know that demon is from like a specific like painting of somebody having a demon sitting on their chest when they're laying at night. I don't know the name of the painting, but it looked like it was modeled off of that. So that was cool to see. If you've ever seen that sleep paralysis documentary, it's like shown throughout that thing all the time. So I thought that was okay, but overall, not my thing. But I do see some people really enjoying this one, so I don't know. But wasn't for me either.
All right. I can see people enjoying this because this is easily digestible, and I'm starting a new phrase: second tier horror. It's like I watch Stranger Things, so I can be brave enough to check something out. This is your next step before you get to Fear Street or some shit like that. But I was having a good time with it until around like the third act and stuff. Like I'm glad you liked the thing, Kruger, but that did not work for me. I just wanted to hand him a ring and say, just fuck off. Go away. But like that sounds like I'm shitting on the movie. I think this would have been better as a miniseries because there's a lot of story they left on the table. Not reading the book, but hearing Dan, my theory is confirmed for me. because I like the girls' interaction. I think the new Ellen Page, she's gonna go far because she's pretty good. The blonde chick, she's pretty good. It's just altogether, it didn't work. Or I didn't love it, but I do like it, and I do think it will. Like, there's a certain age group. This is gonna be their shit, and might turn some horror fans. So that alone, kudos. But it's just okay for me. Again, though, I didn't read the book, so I don't really, give a fuck.
If it connected with you at all, yeah, definitely read the book. The emotion is a lot.
Not enough for that.
Yeah.
I won't even listen to an audiobook.
There you go.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's just in the middle. It's not great. I didn't hate it. I haven't read the books, but it reminded me of you mentioned it as a TV show. It reminded me of Astrid and Lily Save the World minus the exorcism bit. But I would have rather actually been watching that.
Was that canceled or renewed?
I don't know if it yet. Shouldn't, yeah. But yeah, so I think you could. It's another one. I think you could do watching something worse if you just want something light.
I'm glad it was streaming.
Yeah. So I mean, it's another one. It's on Prime. You can check it out, but I'm not saying go out of your way. You can watch it in November with no issues if you want something when you get bored.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and rate this one. Terrible book adaptation, and as a movie, it's not much better. It's 1 star for me, but solely for just I like the lead actresses, and that's about it. Even the exorcism, the way it was described in the book, they missed a lot of beats there. That even I can't think of the song, but it like incorporated a song.
Again, that could
really
be
clever
licensing.
stuff. Well, they had a lot of 80s music in here, so
that's
is affordable, sir.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's affordable music, and then there's other music.
Are you saying "Aha" is just like throwaway? You're gonna have beef with.
Well, just never say it's a one-hit wonder because he'll cite other movies or other songs that were hits, but in Germany, so it counts.
You'll know if Chris watched this episode because you will be hearing from him.
I will absolutely hear from him.
100%. All right.
Dan's called him a one-hit wonder, Chris. I'm just saying that now.
I did not. I know they're.
You brought it up.
Are you disagreeing with me though, Dan? Are they a one-hit wonder?
I thought they had a couple other hits.
Can you name them?
I cannot, but I'm not.
My point is proven.
Guy.
All right. Who rated it last? I'm already lost.
Dan gave it 1.
I'm 1.
Okay, Kruger.
Okay. I was tossed up between a 1.5 and a 2, but I think I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5.
Nice. I am also a 2 out of 5.
Well, I guess I'm the highest one. I'm a 2.5. It's just in the mid for me.
I would be there if I liked the way that thing looked. I was like, we all this time, and this is what you're doing.
Yeah, I think the main reason I like it is just because I know what they were going for. Mm-hmm. But I'll send it to you after the show. It's a cool ass painting.
Sweet. All right, moving on to our next movie, one that I know kind of made some waves just by existing, and that is Bring It On, Cheer or Die. I believe the 7th film in the Bring It On franchise from director Karen Lamb. And in this one, when a cheer squad practices their routines on Halloween weekend in an abandoned school, they are picked off one by one by an unknown killer. So this one, I actually watched this one with some friends in the podcasting community. I think it helped because definitely not made for me. But before I tag in,
hold on,
Pugs. I think you love this one. I can tell.
Oh my God,
Kruger was heartbroken.
Jessica says, Dan, don't look right into your camera. That's creepy, man. Laugh my fucking ass off. Yeah, see?
There you go.
A lot of victims.
Single ladies.
I'm going to give you a pulpy close-up at some point in the show. You're going to get right up in the eyeball. So there you go.
The water flows will be flowing.
So Bringing on, what is it? Cheer or Die?
Fear or Die.
I'd rather die. If that's on the table. You want to see a similar story that's actually good? The first season of Scream Queens. Do that, you'll have a fucking blast. This one, I got excited because I did like, I think, the first 4 or 5 minutes, but just because someone gets fucking hurt and then like, oh, that's kind of funny. It just fucking goes to shit right after that. I did not like this movie. I can see some people like, oh, this is kind of fun for a casual horror fan, but I think if you're part of the tribe, this is not gonna fly with you. I didn't like the reveal, and not just because of what Dan thinks. I just think it was fucking lazy. So yeah, for me, did not like it. This movie kind of sucks. What about you, either Todd or Dan, whoever wants to take the next letter?
Well, I mean, I'll go. Yeah. I was reading Indy's comment in there. Read that real quick.
Indie Phantom. Oh, I started this one. Directed by Karen. Not gonna lie, I've seen more than one Bring It On flick and enjoyed it. This will be finished by me.
All right.
I mean, eye candy.
Full discretion. When I was in Indiana, when I was working in the daytime doing stuff, I could throw the old movies on while I worked, and my wife didn't bitch about gore. So yeah. There's probably only one of the movies worse than this. I think 3 of them are pretty entertaining. Pugs. There's one I will recommend. I want to say it's the 4th one.
Really?
There's
I'm a sugar and spice person. If we're going cheerleading,
well, it will.
Those are a parody, right? Kind of, sort of.
I don't know if it was a parody. It was at the same time. If it was a parody of the bank robbing movie. I can't remember the name. Give me 2. Point blank.
There's some spicy craftish dialogue in.
Oh, then I'm in. That could have come in handy today.
But yeah, it was rough. I knew it was gonna be, but I didn't know it was gonna be this bad. I thought it was gonna be one like I could get some enjoyment out and everyone else would hate. So that's where I'm at now. Kruger, if you are the one who, that's right, Kruger was smart.
Yeah. No.
All right, so
he's waiting for the box set. Apparently,
yeah. There's no way in hell.
Honestly, Kruger didn't have time to watch the 7 before, and we didn't want him lost.
Computer issues. Stop shaming me.
No. Kruger hits me up like a man. Yeah, I'm not watching that stupid shit.
Basically, exactly the message I sent you.
I might have cleaned that up a little.
So I'm a little less harsh just based on the fact that this was wasn't made for any of us. I was hoping that this would just be taking the whole Bring It On cheerleader concept and we just get like a gory slasher movie that just kind of, pokes some fun at those movies along the way. Honestly, it's made for the same crowd pretty much. It's PG-13, so it's a pretty bloodless slasher movie. There's a couple of creative kills, though. Like, you don't really see anything in the way of gore, but, I can see it maybe appealing to a teen girl. This is really just a small step above Disney Channel content. There's some very light violence, but that's basically what this is.
I'd rather be watching Under Wraps, too, so... We'll just say that.
There you go. I don't know what that is, but I'm just gonna.
It's a
sequel to Under Wraps,
which is a remake. Yes, okay. Which is a remake of the '90s Under Wraps.
Okay. So yeah, I will say I had fun watching it with friends. I think a lot more than I would have if I just had to sit down and hammer this out for a review.
These other older men. You pervs.
Of course. The community. Come on.
It's good for a roast.
Spit roast. Sure.
Even that, I'd have a rough time with this one. It's like...
I wouldn't call it boring, though. Like, I've certainly seen my niece watch dumber shit than this. I don't know.
This has more kills in it, Dan. Let's give it a little more.
Sure. But they were watching, what's the zombie one? Like Dancing Zombies. I don't know what
Zombies.
Is it just zombie? Okay. they had that on, and I thought, like, oh, maybe there's some charm to this. It was like the dumbest shit I've ever
Yeah,
seen. I had to leave the room.
I can watch Disney stuff, but that's when I was like, yeah, not even.
What was that Disney horror anthology show they had back on the 90s? That was okay.
Afraid of the not
no,
Disney,
that's Nickelodeon. There's a Disney.
Okay.
There was a Disney one.
They have a new one too.
Yeah, but I can't remember what the fuck.
I know they have an R.L. Stein one right now, but I don't know which.
Yeah, it wasn't that. If anybody in the chat knows, let me know.
Yeah, not my area of expertise, but yeah, Missy Pyle shows up in this for a short time. It kind of seems like they're gonna do follow-ups to this, so
I don't know. Yeah, they're gonna be bringing on 8 or whatever the fuck. It might not continue this story.
Yeah. If no, go ahead, Todd.
I was gonna say it's like a thing. Like if you look at and this is another one we talked about it with the Munsters. Another Universal 1440 production, and you can look at if you look at all the Bring It On sequels, you look at all the American Pie sequels, you can see the quality of 1440 go drop, come back up. You can see when they have good people there that are making stuff like Bandcamp and some of the later sequels in this, and then you see when we get to Girls Rules and this and World War Cheers. Yeah. So you can see the quality shift going through all around it. I mean, say what you will about the Munsters. I mean, that was probably one of their top tier of the modern era for the stuff they did with it. But yeah.
One thing I do, and again, I get it, it's not going to matter in the least to the target audience, but can we stop getting just dumb recycled lines from Scream? That's how you get killed in a horror movie. Like it's awful. Like it just
but Dan, most of these little girls haven't seen that. I'm just gonna assume.
I understand, but still, and it is PG-13, so it's not technically a kids' film.
Don't be a cheerhole, Dan.
I don't even. Well, fuck you. I don't know.
My God. No, the cheer fucking adding the name into the whole fucking that drove me insane.
Yeah, it
gets worse every film.
I'm not going to shit on it too hard. It's not for me. It's a very 2022 movie in terms of the casting. And
were you guys disappointed to see when the bus showed up and it wasn't a short one with only fucking 6 people going?
Yeah, there were, like I said, there were a couple. Like honestly, it'd be interesting if they had gone with an R rating because there are a couple kills that are not half bad, and if you had went with it like we're just gonna make this a gory slasher film within the Bring It On franchise.
Scream Queens.
Yeah. But yeah.
You want to rate it?
Yeah, let's go ahead and rate it. You know what? I'm a 2, even though for me it's a lot lower, but I think it's probably okay by teen girl standards.
Okay. Well, give me a 1 out of 5.
I'm 1.5.
All right.
Oh, and I'm only 1.5 because there are worse Bring It On movies.
To answer Jessica, I'm kind of in your camp, and Elijah Dushku, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Sissy, right, Dan?
We do. From Shudder, and in 1 second,
I was trying to stall.
No,
no, it's all right. Hey, Dan, have you started any more feuds this week?
What feud? I didn't start any feud. What feud did I start?
Okay.
Go back and watch Amityville Care.
Oh well. I was trying to. I offered constructive criticism. There's no feud.
Fuck, you said something that cracked me up. I can't remember.
Just shave the head. That's all I said, and I'm trying to be helpful. Just shave it.
All the stuff you said off.
Yeah,
I didn't say anything off air, Todd.
Allegedly off air.
Fucking liar. All right, so
CD, baby.
Let's messed up. Todd spreads lies. So, all right. Sissy from directors Hannah Barlow and Kane Siness. In this one, teen best friends Cecilia and Emma, after a decade, run into each other. Cecilia is invited on Emma's bachelorette weekend where she gets stuck in a remote cabin with her high school bully with a taste for revenge. I should also point out that the director Hannah Barlow also played Emma in this one, and this one is Australian flick. All right, so I'm actually curious because Kruger, I know this probably wasn't one that excited you going in, but I think it might have won you over.
I definitely saw the trailer for this and I was interested.
I remember
a while back, but the first thing I'll say is I honestly wasn't really into any of the characters in this movie. I found them all very, very annoying, but considering what happens to some of them, I was eventually okay with that. But it just took a long time to actually get into, some of the kills and I don't know if you would even call this a slasher movie, but you're kind of getting to that point at certain stances. And but once the gore comes into play, I got way more interested. There's a certain kill where somebody got ran over and it was gory as fuck and it got my attention. And from there on, I was dialed in. But then the final act had this twist that just made me feel really, really stupid for, if I was just going to be okay with it. I'll talk about it when we get into spoilers, but there's just one thing that they did there that really bothered the hell out of me. But overall, I'd watch it again now that I know it's going to take a while to get to that gore, and then maybe I'll enjoy it better a second time. But overall, it's kind of middle of the road for me.
Right on.
Okay.
I have to agree with that rough start. I was like, you're asking a lot and you're not giving me shit. How long are we going to deal with this? And then stuff picks up. I actually like the way it ends, like a lot, but I will agree that it does overstay its welcome. But there's a few scenes in here where I am dying, and it involves a fall, and I'm sure everyone else cracked their ass off too. That was very enjoyable. I actually did like our main character a shit ton, and I felt for her, which I was shocked, and I still felt for her by the end, which is great. But again, if you're going to be in the situation in real life, I got 2 middle fingers and everyone can fuck off. I'm out. But then there would be no movie. For me, yeah, it was better than the rough start. I'm happy I went through that journey to get there. So I'd say watch it. You muted, sir?
Sorry, was dealing with something.
He's lying in the chat. That's cool.
So yes, Sissy, I wasn't too sure. There's a lot of things that are warning signs for me, like, okay, this is about an influencer. Doesn't necessarily usually bode well for me. And I was really surprised. I like this one a lot. Maybe being an Australian film kind of helped it. I was like, oh, please don't be another bodies. I just can't take that right now. And it does benefit from a fantastic lead who's kind of both protagonist and antagonist. It's really interesting the way this movie kind of unfolds. And I was kind of expecting this to go full comedy, and it doesn't. I had
found a good balance. Yeah.
Yeah, it did find a pretty good balance, because when it's time to get to the horror, it's not overly goofy or anything. I really enjoyed it, and surprisingly enough, this is a lot gorier than I expected. There's some pretty gnarly.
The corpse approved, right, Kruger?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it has an edge to it. So, like, honestly, I would pitch this if you felt a little disappointed with my best friend's Exorcism. I would definitely check this out. A little different.
All the movies so far blend pretty well together.
Kind of, yeah. There's definitely, though, some are better than others. I loved our lead. I thought she was fantastic. Aisha D. She's gonna get cast in something big, I think, at some point. I just got that vibe with this movie. Everybody else is really good. As well, Emily de Margheriti, who plays Alex, really unlikable character. and yeah, she played the bully role
She had
really,
solid
really
points
well.
every now and again, sir.
Sure, but yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of sympathy for her. This movie, again, different, but it kind of in certain parts reminded me of Loved Ones, another Australian movie that I
It's a
really
masterpiece.
love that one.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I'm gonna jump in on that one, Dad. You're fucking
Good.
sucking dick if you think that. That is
No, I'm
nowhere
just
near
good
nowhere
double.
near as good as that movie.
No, not that one's a classic. I'm not saying it is, but a good Australian double.
Is it finger licking good?
Yeah, go with
it
Wolf Creek
is.
if you want something good with, with the other one.
But
We'll do a watch long for Loved Ones. Sorry, keep interrupting you, Dan, but that movie's fucking
that's
awesome.
yeah,
Around
I'm down.
prom, whatever prom is. Dan wins prom.
May.
Just
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
There you go.
That sounds right. So yeah, we'll have to do that. This one surprised me. At first, I was kind of like, I don't know, because yeah, this we had some turds this week, and man, I thought it hit all the right notes. It actually the emotional beats. I thought everything worked great. The child actors were good. Everybody in this, I thought, just slayed it, and I'm surprised I liked this one as much as I did.
I am shocked, especially when you have the whole influencer gimmick going on.
Didn't
He's a pretty dark-skinned black girl. He's gonna like it.
Felt like a real person too, not just this Bloomhouse fucking garbage that we could get over and over.
There he is.
And I think being Australian, maybe that kind of added to it. I'm sure, this made here by.
I'm just gonna imagine there's some Australian Dan going off on this, calling this like the Blue House.
He's got his hat.
I don't.
That's
know at all. And like I said, I was not expecting this to be, in terms of kills, even being a thing, and the tub thing. There's a lot of different stuff in here that I thought was really cool, and ends perfectly, sticks the landing. I don't know if I'm going to call it a classic, but this was a pleasant surprise.
That's a good term.
Yeah.
And, for people that watch House of the Dragons, this also ties in timely with children and getting stabbed in the face. Good shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was pretty clever.
Slasher Home Video says Australia Dan wears a baseball cap.
We need to find Australian Dan and have him on the show.
He's probably locked up.
But yeah, no, I really did. I had a blast with this. There's a couple little things. I mean, certainly knowing what went down, bringing her to a party at the Alex character's house, I'd be like, maybe, yeah, like maybe that's not the thing I invite you to. Maybe it'll be a different camping trip that she's not at.
Or just give him a fucking heads up.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, no, the person that maimed me should not be invited.
Glasgow smile? No, thank you.
So that's all I've got. It's on Shudder. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Didn't think I would.
Todd?
Thank you. I was wondering if Dan was going to come.
I was pausing. I thought you were going to go.
Yeah, this didn't work for me. I was bored as fuck. Other than the kills, yeah, I'm surprised Dan liked it. Honestly, I thought we were gonna. Yeah, I just wasn't for me. I don't know if I wasn't in the mood, but I was just like, yeah.
That could play a big part. I do think it will play better on a second watch for you and Kruger. I do think that.
I was just like, yeah, these bitches are annoying. I just want them to die. I don't care. I didn't, and I could have been just in a bad mood, but normally watching them die makes me feel better. So I know what was happening.
The one line, this is not really a spoiler, but when the gay dude goes, "You can't argue over the clicks," I did die laughing. That part was highly enjoyable. I like sassy gay people. They're funny. So shall we rate this then?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and rate it. Kruger, what say you?
I'm a 2.5 out of 5 with some room to grow, maybe on future rewatches.
Awesome. Pugs?
I'm a 3.5 out of 5.
Awesome. And Todd?
2.
All right. You know what? I'm a 4 out of 5. I like this
fucking nuts. That's high five.
Why do you think I got mad when he compared it to?
Well, Loved Ones is a 5 out of 5.
Exactly,
So,
and no matter how you look at it, those two should not
It's a
be
good
compared
double.
in any
Watch this
shape,
and,
way, or
and
form.
watch this and Closed with Loved Ones. I think it makes sense as a double feature.
If you
I
want an
stand by
Australia
it.
double feature, watch that. Watch Loved Ones and watch fucking
Watch Loved Ones
Wolf Creek.
twice.
Yeah,
Wolf
there you
Creek is great. I don't know if you have to pair it with Loved Ones, but
Shut
yeah,
up,
Wolf
Dan.
Creek.
make it a triple feature. Fuck you, Todd. Also, watch the Wolf Creek TV show, which a lot of people slept on. That's
I dropped off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a Cry Wolf series? Or am I tripping?
No, I still haven't watched that movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hey,
no,
it's fine.
That's
that
fine.
that's one that's been talked about a lot more lately. It got the Fangoria cover. I remember being surprised, and nobody really went to see it. But
I'm trying to wonder if I've seen Cry Wolf or not.
Well,
It's all right. Like that for my. Oh, you know what? Let's add it to.
Todd, we didn't cover it.
no.
I thought
you
you
did
never
with
seen it.
me, if you did.
I thought you and I did maybe on the one-off, or maybe I'm
No.
thinking Reeker.
Yeah, we did Reeker, both of the Reeker films.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, moving on. Don't Fuck in the Woods 2 from returning director, writer Sean Burkett. And in this one, the counselors of Pine Hills Summer Camp are getting the grounds ready for the season. While they set up, a mysterious girl enters the camp after a night of bloodshed. And there are things following her as well. So yeah, this takes place immediately after the events of the first film with Brittany Blanton returning as Jane. And we have a whole new cast. The original film made a surprising amount of noise, being, I think, mostly for the title more than anything else. It just kind of exploded on the indie scene at the very least. So I was curious. Now, I was kind of middle of the road on the first one.
Dan
I thought
hated
was
it,
a
I
little
remember.
I didn't hate it. I just didn't think it was
Really? There's enough
Worth
boobs in there to
it.
satisfy.
I
He
like
was
the
mad there
boobs.
was no porn. I remember that very well from our.
It says
our
don't
review.
fuck. Dan.
Hot as a fucking
No,
liar.
I'm not, Dan.
That's
You
not
that
right.
is from our review. If you go
I
find it,
said it was underwhelming. That's
you
not.
said
the
it
same thing.
needed porn.
It maybe it did need some porn. Everything needs a little.
I
porn.
know. We heard "Don't
Um,
Fuck in the Woods," and he was expecting some
Don't
hardcore.
dangle
in
that
it.
carrot in front of me, sir.
But anyway,
Watch,
yeah,
watch
little
Camp
over-
Cuddly Pines or Camp Cuddy Pines. It's-
little bit overhyped. I thought the creature was some of the effects towards the end. I just, it was just a decent movie that, yeah, I think the name blew it up.
Absolutely.
So I didn't love the sequel either. I'll be honest, I really didn't. This kind of goes, at least, and I didn't rewatch the first one, so I could be wrong. This one probably goes a little bit harder, at least in terms of the amount of sex scenes in it. It kind of borderline softcore porn. There's,
There's a lot.
there's a lot, and it's a short movie. So when you kind of like, it's like, wow, they're kind of hitting that every 10-minute kind of rule.
You know what people want.
That's about the only thing that I can say is a highlight. Sorry, and it's a good thing that it's there because there wouldn't be a whole lot else going on. There's a couple cool effects scenes. We get the eel going into the girl's vag. That at one point, simple but effective. And towards the end, it does kind of it comes to life. There's some okay effect. The effects work, I think, is actually better than from what I remember with the first one. But as it stands, I mean, the cast, it's a low budget indie. They do their best, but nobody really stands out. The guy that played Gil, I guess, was pretty solid, but the rest of it is really just the nudity, and that's great. But beyond that, I mean, I can tell it's made by horror fans, but this one just doesn't really come to life for me. But lots of eye candy, and that might be reason enough for you to watch it. Kruger, how about you? Was it worth it for you?
I just recently watched the first one right before I watched this. And going into the first one, I had heard actually quite a bit on it just from other podcasts, and I knew about some fans out there. And I was underwhelmed with the first movie. So going into the second one, I kind of had my expectations in check, and the opening scene definitely got my attention really fast with our monster doing something pretty heinous to that woman, completed with that goofy ass animated sequence with the sperm inside of her. That shit was hilarious and super cheesy. But then we got a lot of what I didn't like with the first movie, and it was just a lot of annoying characters, just waiting for them to fuck. Move on to the next scene, waiting for them to fuck some more. Move on to the next scene with no monster stuff going on. Once the monster things did get in there, I did like the little Slither-esque homages with the weird sex slugs. But we didn't really have much of the monster from the first movie at all. And because of that, I felt like we definitely should have had more of him. This almost felt similar to, remember that Don't Sleep in the Woods Tonight or whatever movie, and then the second movie just takes a totally different turn. That's what this kind of felt like for me.
Exactly. Yeah.
But there was, a couple of solid gore sequences, especially the few scenes with the chainsaw. And I did like the last little scene we got at the end where two people are fighting off these tentacles. It reminded me of something you would have got in a low budget 50s monster movie. So that was okay. But I liked it probably just as much as I liked the first film. And overall, it's not my thing, but I can see the appeal for some people, especially if you're really into those sleazy creature features. But to me, it wasn't for me.
Okay, I think we're all pretty much on the same page here because I liked the first one. I thought it was fine. And again, in this one, it does exactly what the fucking name of the movie says not to do. And there's a lot of fucking, and that's cool. But I could go watch those documentaries hubs if that's the case. But honestly, this one is forgettable. Like I just saw this movie and I barely remember anything except the tits. So thumbs up for the tits.
Yeah, I am a fan of the first one. I like this one too, not as much. It is just a lot of it. It's honestly what I expected with the first one. Really, it does. That's the same thing. The one you brought up, Kruger. That's the exact same movie I was thinking of. How we went.
Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight.
Yeah. What was that? Polish?
Yeah.
The first Polish slasher.
We're gonna rehash this here.
We'll never talk about this movie without bringing up that argument.
Todd, I'm actually disappointed that nobody brought up. It made me want to watch Death Escort Service.
Oh my god,
I think that does it better.
Well, this didn't trigger me. I was too busy on the boobs. But
now we were. Now you know what? Maybe we'll have to reach out and get the direction.
Yeah, I mean, it was so close to softcore porn. I was like, you might as well just go the full way and just have more bump and grind in there, because that's that. And again, I'm not trying to shit on it with a little bump and grind.
I will say there was one line in here, but I might save it for my sign off.
Yeah. It looked like they were having fun. I hate shitting on a movie like this, but sorry.
No, it's like one. It's this type of stuff of dumb content I can watch, get a little high, just not give a shit, throw this on, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So, but if you like this, I think you'll love at least the first two Death Escort Service films. So, yeah.
Plugs approved.
You want a lot of sleaze and with your slashing.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think, we're going to do something with those now. I want to rewatch them. That documentary, the Florida documentary. What is it? Blood, Gore, Guts, and Sunshine?
Yeah.
So it'd be a good time with that out.
Absolutely. So, anything else on this one?
Rating?
All right. We'll rate it before we get on to our highly anticipated main event. I am 1.5.
All right.
I'm with you on that, Dan. 1.5 out of 5 for me too.
Plug.
And that's the exact rating I had for the
beautiful women in this.
Okay.
So there's that.
I am also 1.5 out of 5.
Well, shocker, I'm the highest one. I'm a 2.5. It was in between, but you throw a little,
Maybe if I could remember some of the fucking movie, I might have rated it higher. But I remember going, "This is like a 1.5," so I'm just gonna stick to my guns.
You remember the boobs?
Yeah, well, come on, they were.
One thing. It shouldn't have been longer than the first movie. I think the first movie was perfect with the like hour and think 5-minute runtime, and then this one took it for an extra 25 minutes and didn't need it.
Yeah,
cosign.
Yeah, shorter the better. Like just know what you're.
When it's something like this, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, as Dan said, our main event. I was just burying this one at the end. That's all I was doing.
Let's see. Tipping your hat, Tad.
No, I'm not. It has nothing to do with the actual content itself.
All right. So, Jeepers Creepers.
Dan came dressed appropriately.
Reborn, from director Timo Varansola, who shout out to friend of the show.
How old is he?
He's the director.
I know. I'm asking his age.
You know what? Probably, yes. I'm going to just say a better human being than the director of the previous films. And shout out to friend of the show, Christian Hanahara, who does have an interview up with Timo if you want to check that out. But so in this one, forced to travel with her boyfriend, Elaine begins to experience premonitions associated with the urban myth of the creeper. She believes that something supernatural has been summoned and that she is at the center of it all. All right. So after Jeepers Creepers 3, expectations were at a certain level. I am going to say this. Whatever you say about Jeepers Creepers 3, I would have liked to have seen the Gina Phillips storyline end, especially when you set that up at the end of 3. So hearing that they just did a complete reimagining, I was a little disappointed because I was like, don't set it up if you're not going to finish.
I'm gonna have to 100% agree with that. They need to distance that other franchise as much as they can.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with Gina Phillips. I mean, new director is great. I think we can all agree with that. But you can still bring back Gina Phillips.
Yeah, but
finish that out.
They immediately, like, I don't know how spoiler. I will. Is it spoilers to say what happened with the original trilogy?
I don't even remember the third one. It was a prequel.
Well, no,
wasn't it?
I mean the movies are actually movies now. They're not.
Yeah, that's fine. That's at the beginning.
Oh.
Yeah. The movies exist within this film. But yeah, I'm just saying I would have liked to have seen them end that.
And they didn't go hard into joke with that. I was annoyed. They should have got it jabbing. Come on, give me one.
Dude, Andy Phantom, he's winning today.
All right, Ted, just go. We're no
and the credits, it should have just said not directed by that other guy. So yes, it opens up with Dee Wallace and her husband, and I thought it was kind of pointless, to be honest with you, but I can see how they're tying into the unsolved mysteries.
Yeah, I was gonna say it gave props to where they ripped off the only good part of the entire franchise, so I appreciated that.
So yeah, that was fine. Then we do. I'm gonna get the good stuff out of the way because there's not a lot of it. We get to see the creeper. As the title suggested, reborn after the 23 years and everything. Thought that was kind of cool. That's about where it ends. This is a really bad movie. Number one, they don't explain fucking shit in this. I really couldn't spoil anything because there's no explanation. Maybe we'll talk about this briefly in spoilers, but the one reveal from the lead female character and why the creeper wanted that. They don't fucking explain any of it. The green screen, it looks green screen all over terrible. The fucking place. There's
really one in particular, dude, where I was like, are we fucking serious, guys?
Yeah.
Just cut the scene.
the ending completely unexplained. What their plan to try and take the creeper out, not to reveal whether they're successful or not at the end, is one of the dumbest fucking things I've seen in a long time. And this is from the director of Iron Sky too, so he has done some good work. That's kind of a cult classic.
CGI is better than that.
Yeah, it is, and that's CG heavy, but it works in that. This didn't deserve any kind of a theatrical release. I mean, when we have great
Neither did the
movies-
last one.
No, but
shit.
at least there was still some goodwill at that point.
There was no goodwill at that point, Dan.
Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 have their fans.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that.
I'm talking before 3 came out. Like it still, the franchise was at a point. This is a killer. I can't imagine anybody seeing a Jeepers Creepers movie theatrically ever again. I know this was supposed to be the start of like a new trilogy. I've got to think it's dead in the water, because is this the worst horror movie ever made? Like some people are saying, no, but it's pretty fucking bad. I mean, it is not good. The Creeper, no disrespect to the new actor, but he's no Jonathan Breck. I think Breck really gave the character a lot of personality. This guy's just like kind of a generic monster. I mean, not his fault or anything. Just the look, the makeup.
Save me a piece, Dan.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Kruger. Hot tag. This was fucking trash.
Don't spit on it either.
No.
Well,
right up.
Well, we know. Oh no.
Don't do it.
Be good, Bugs.
Right.
I'm on it. Don't worry about
All
it.
right, sorry. Continue, Kruger.
I was debating if I was even going to watch this piece of shit. I didn't watch Jeepers Creepers 3. I have definitely, I'm one of those guys that hates Victor Salva's guts, especially just more so for the fact that I did really enjoy the first 2 Jeepers Creepers movies a lot. There were movies in my childhood that I fucking adored. And then finding out what I found out and how that ties into the Creepers character really doesn't sit right with me rewatching these movies. But coming back into this, now that he's been distanced from the franchise, I figured, all right, let me give this shit a shot. And goddamn. All right. So I like the horror Comic-Con setting. I thought that was cool. The various costumes of
should have said carnival though.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Yeah. Definitely.
But the like Michael Myers costume we had somebody dressed up as Pennywise and a Beetlejuice, like all of that stuff was cool to look at. Even though what was going on with the characters was just boring as fuck and pretty goddamn annoying. I didn't like any of the characters whatsoever, and I fucking hated this Creeper's look in this movie. I thought the makeup effects just weren't up to par, and it almost looked like somebody cosplaying as the Creeper at a Comic-Con.
That should have been the twist.
Yeah, right. And also,
5 stars.
And also, he was way too fucking skinny. Like they needed somebody a little bit beefier to play the Creeper, man. Or
He's
at least
reborn. He's like Creeper Bambi.
Yeah, I guess. The kills in this movie were trash. I mean, I couldn't count how many times he killed somebody, but just chucking something at them, and there was no like pizzazz or creativity.
Low body count too.
Yeah,
really.
And there was a couple of okay, aftermath gore things we got, but most of everything in that department was basic, and they changed too much of the Creeper's storyline, like the motivation on why he's coming back every 23 years and how that played into like the final act in the last 30 minutes. Just I fucking hated that shit, and I thought it was just terrible. They should have stuck with just the more traditional thing. I get they're trying to switch it up, but this wasn't even remotely as good as the first 2 or the original story for the Creeper. So overall, yeah, this was a piece of shit. If I would have saw this in the theaters, I would have been absolutely goddamn furious. I feel for anybody that has. And I'm hoping that this shit is just dead. I think the
or at least wait
franchise
to 23 years.
I think
They might need 23 years. Yeah.
just we can revive it after Victor Salva's dead. Then I won't feel as bad about watching these.
Well, they should have just went full and had fucking the Creeper just start going and killing pedos off. It would have been great.
Honestly, that's
Make
a joke,
that.
but not
I
a
wasn't joking when
terrible
I said it.
idea. Maybe. Oh man.
I went the opposite way. I wanted the Jeepers Creepers guy to go just start touching inappropriately at conventions. I think that'd be funny.
Be abusive.
Yeah.
have the creeper like just like come to life out of the movies to hunt down Victor. That would actually be
dude. I'd pay to see that.
I just
casting Kruger, like he's got the gig.
Yeah.
It was funny because all of a sudden the fucking creeper likes bitches all of a sudden versus before.
Yeah.
And okay, the song. Like if you're not gonna pay the rights to get the Jeepers Creepers song, don't use this Jeepers Peepers, whatever the fuck.
Jeepers Baby. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's public domain. I could be wrong, but I think they could have used the OG song.
If they were trying to use this specific version, they may not have been allowed. But if it was public domain, they would have used it.
Probably.
But all right. I did not hate it as much as you guys.
Oh.
It was just a bad, shitty movie that I could have fun with. I liked the setting. Creeper looked like shit. But like if you would have took him out and just put some random whatever in there, I would have liked it like any of the other trash movies I watch. It's not good. I can recognize
that CG scene when they're on top of the whatever the fuck.
I couldn't stop laughing. See, that's
okay.
It's a piece of shit, but I was entertained by how bad it was. So, and then I liked fucking what's his name? The fucking axe guy. Fucking the carnival worker. Yeah, he was entertaining. But yeah, all the teenagers I was like hoping he'd smoke him at that point. But
I don't think this is a case of like bad actors, really. They just didn't have a whole lot to work with.
Oh no. Again, I'm not saying it was good, but I had way too much fun watching this than I should have. And I wasn't even enhanced, so
wow. You must have been in a better mood than we
you know what? It was I was at the movies, I was out of the house, I was in my element. So that probably did help my enjoyment. But again, it's a piece of shit. But
I have to agree. This movie sucks. That's all I got.
Definitely
a letdown.
It was funny because the theater was dead. I was taking notes during the movie. I was like, no one's here. I'm in the back. Fuck it. Also, they obviously paid someone at Warner Brothers for the rights to use it because they couldn't use that many costumes from Warner Brothers. Like
if
literally
20% different, you can get away with it.
No, but they weren't. That's the thing.
Were they? Pennywise looked different.
No, dude. Well, they straight up had Michael, fake kill somebody in this movie for fuck's sake.
Which isn't Warner, but yeah, that was another one. But like, Daddy's Little Girl, Beetlejuice, all the costumes weren't like what was the other one? Bug.
They still look like store bought. Like I didn't
I'm sure they probably
were. I know what they are, but it's gonna be a little off.
The Pennywise one looked pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that was my first notion they did. Speaking of legal stuff, and then the original producers are suing them because
moral ground.
What?
Moral ground.
Yeah. But remember, it was supposed to come out a while ago. It got pulled, but the producers are still suing over it. So I don't know if that means Victor's getting fucking all. I don't know who's suing. They just said the producers.
Well,
of the originals.
If that includes him, we know who we're rooting for.
Exactly.
I used to like that guy. I like Powder too. That was good.
Oh, Powder's a great movie, but
I think it's on Disney Plus.
It's hard to believe that actually, would have come out at that time. But it is a good movie. Sean Patrick Flannery, Lance Henriksen, they're all great in it. So I'm
surprised it wasn't produced by Dimension.
Dude, hold on, but Indie Phantom just reminded me. Kuru, you won't give a shit about this, but Eraser Reborn is available now. That's right. Did it come out today?
Yeah, it's been out
a month.
Yeah, it's been a while.
What?
We've had it for a while. Right.
Yeah.
What is it streaming on? Is it VOD or is it?
Did it go wide today? I watched it, so I don't know.
Yeah,
it's been out a while.
Yeah, I've had it for a while.
Where
I just haven't watched it.
have I been? All right, well, that's on the list.
You know what? It might have been you when you were MIA. Honestly,
when I had time to fucking watch it, damn.
No.
I would have been copying the whole
when
thing.
you were MIA the first time.
Oh, really? That long ago?
It's been a while.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
shit,
been
okay.
a month at least. Yeah.
Well, it's on my radar now, so I will be
There you
definitely
go.
checking that out.
Yeah, it's been out a few months.
2 months? Fuck me. All right.
All
You're
right.
Schwarzenegger though, so
Yeah. That's fine.
No,
all
definitely
right, just
not.
making sure you knew that.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll go ahead and rate it. So, Timo, you seem like a great guy. You made a bad movie, but hey, you're not a criminal piece of shit like the previous director. So there's that. But you made a bad movie, half a star.
I am a 1 out of 5.
I am also a half star.
This is a hard one because I know it's a piece of shit, but I had fun with it.
But what in particular, like, did you laugh? Did you, like...
Just
'cause
how bad it was.
He was
Like,
laughing at it more than with it, right?
I wasn't laughing
I
at
get
like
that.
what they're saying. I was just like, this is so fucking bad.
I didn't
And
even think the kills were good. Like, it...
No, they were fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And that was
that's my
funny.
thing.
To me. It was
Yeah.
it was so bad I couldn't stop laughing at how bad it was. Like I'm legitimately watching this in a movie theater right now. I've never seen the Screen Media's logo on the fucking theater. I was like,
Oh, boy.
yeah, this is next is going to be uncorked. So
You're going to be seeing a lot more of that, I think, going forward. So, yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
and I'll watch it even if it's garbage.
It made me... Well, what's your rating?
Oh fuck, I'm gonna go. See,
Do what you want.
I know. I'm trying to think. Shut up, Dan. I'm gonna go 1.5.
You're gonna like it a whole lot more than that.
I'm balancing out how bad it was with how much enjoyment I have. I almost went 2, but it's so bad it's hard to even do that.
Okay.
When I saw this on paper, I immediately thought it was going to be like Funhouse with the creeper, and I was so excited.
That would. But see, I did really like the setting, and I am a
The set.
yeah.
That's what I liked the most about it, and I think the concept and the idea of having the creeper fuck up a bunch of people in horror icon costumes is cool, but we didn't get that.
The creeper is sunk about almost as low as Michael Myers at this point. It's pretty
Sunk
Fuck
as almost
yourself.
as low as his director.
Yeah, and it did make me mad. Like this had, I mean, granted limited, but a theatrical, and there've been so many.
It had a
movies this
Fathom
year.
event, Dan.
Even that, like
The
isn't
last one had a Fathom
Yeah,
event.
that's
too,
what I was
Dan.
going to say.
Yeah.
Isn't that what 3 had?
and that shouldn't have gotten it either. At this point, there's so many good movies. It's just a shame that people were burned on this one.
And this
But-
did get a really quiet, like normal release. Like when I got what I see it last Friday before I came home, at like it was at the little tiny theater in fucking Indiana, $5. Like I think it was at those Haskin theaters. Is it Haskins? Is that-
They were. I know somebody in the.
But they would. But those were like the only theaters that got it. So
yeah. So for me, again, another franchise that's essentially dead. Support new stuff because this was garbage. That's it for reviews. Do we have any spoilers? I don't think I have to really.
no, hold on.
Imagine
Can someone
smile,
explain Fathom events? Isn't that what Clerks 3 is having? Well, Clerks 3 already had its Fathom event. Fathom events are just special events, normally 1 or 2 days, where they'll show a screening.
3 from Hell had 3. 3 from Hell had 3.
Oh yes, and Clerks 3 had, I believe, 6 days.
I had COVID during that. I couldn't go.
So, well, it hits digital next Friday. So, they're just special showings that, like, how do I do it? Like the theaters, like.
I would say the companies
you pay. It's excluded from any A-list or anything like that. You pay for it, which is even worse because you can't use your freebie if you have.
I just think they're not
it's-
confident enough to put it in theaters, like release it properly. But like they know it has a diehard enough fan base to where we can do it at least one night or one show.
Yeah, and then they do retros
Pretty cool.
too. They do a lot of the AMC ones. I know they have Universal Monsters this month.
Yeah.
And
most of the time you get like some free swag with it too, like a poster or a koozie. For Clerks, I'm sorry, for Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, I got a lanyard. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Did I get anything for Clerks? But yeah, so they're just like, they're special screenings basically, which is why they aren't included by like A-list and probably not, or any of the other ones.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I do have. Well, do you want to spoil that? Yeah, I got one spoiler for Smile, and I know Dan's gonna get uncomfortable.
Okay.
Cool. Oh boy.
Well, that's the best
Oh,
kind.
yeah. It's not
So,
that
okay,
bad.
guys. Well, Dan, do you want to roll us out before we do?
Yeah, guys. Once again, Friday we'll have those 2 watch-alongs on Patreon for.
We'll have one watch along on Patreon.
Okay, yeah, the Monsters parody. Then we'll have the Mockingbird Lane.
Will be
show,
on Sunday.
Okay, cool. So check that out. Patreon.com/Fleshwound Features all starts at just $1. And check out all our other content. We've been doing shows every day, so you might have missed something. Of course, the Terrifier 2 show, the interview with David Howard Thornton, all our recent reviews. There's a lot of stuff up. And of course, stay up to date with our /Tober tournament, because that gets really heated and it's a good time.
Yeah.
So
No
there you
post
go.
show tonight if we didn't say it already. I was going to throw something else out there, Dan, but I don't remember now. So
yeah, that's all I've got.
all right, here we go.
There you
All
go.
right.
Be
So
careful,
Slight-
Pugs.
No, it's nothing like we're gonna get canceled for. We're just gonna. I'm
Well, you made Dan nervous.
continuing my
That's-
feud because he's simping for Patton Oswalt, because this is exactly what he let happen to his wife in Smile. When I don't have to save you, but I'm gonna let you die. That's why he's a fucking murderer, Dan.
Allegedly.
Fuck a dick. Fucking, I believe Patton Oswalt let his wife die. Just like in this movie. He saw she took too many pills. Like, you know what? I'm gonna
Where's
close
the
the door.
basis for that?
This
though?
is all Pugs.
His wife.
Don't get it.
was
Don't get us
murdered.
Colt Cabana, please, Pugs.
He's not gonna see. You know what? Just sue me. It's these are thoughts of Pugs. Fuck Patton Oswalt. But this is exactly what I was saying when I called him a murderer. He just let his wife die. So that's
But where's the evidence? I don't get that. Like,
plain as fucking day. He's a fucking phony, and he's a dude. It's just he's a bad person, and he's just no one sees it like some people do. But like, I guarantee it. I would put one of my balls on the line. He knew she was dying and decided I'm gonna let it happen. So that's all I got.
I'm
Well,
still going to say
we don't-
allegedly.
You guys say all you want,
we don't believe that. So.
When it comes out. Fuck Patton Oswalt.
I'm just gonna say I'm a Dude Bro Party Massacre 3 fan, so
All right.
he's okay
There you
in my
go.
book.
All
Fuck
right.
right twice a day. Fuck that guy.
All
Do we
right.
have any
Um,
other
Real spoilers?
other than
No,
stuff Dan's going to ask me to cut later?
Nah, nothing specific. I think we kind of covered most of it. Like I said, my best friend's exorcism. Yeah, that was really disappointing. If
Oh, you didn't
read
want to
the
go
book.
over the kills in Sissy? The fucking the gay guy getting pushed off the fucking
all very clever. I thought the head wound, the scalping, and all that. I thought
Yeah.
was
I
really
was fucking
cool.
dying. First off, this dude's crippled. He ends up peeing on a fucking grave. And then and that fall, dude.
Well, in the aftermath too. It was
That was
fucking
actually as fuck.
nasty.
But it resisted the urge to get too stupid, and I'm
Yes.
really glad the way. And that movie just has its own unique vibe to it that I think really made me like it a lot. So, yeah, I think that's all I've got for spoilers.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. I'm sorry. I was trying to answer it.
That's cool. Like a murderer.
No. Indy was asking us if we were going to have the final /Tober on Patreon first. We're still figuring everything out right now. There's no nothing tonight after, so we're still figuring out how we're going to do the last. What do we have? 4. So yeah, stay tuned. And also Patreons, keep an eye out for. This is what I was going to say. In your inbox, we'll be sending out the vote for what we're going to make Ozzy cover for Farce. And,
Go hard, get on there.
well, some of these ones that they picked, I'm like, I do not want to do any of that. I won't say which one because I don't want to get fucked. But all right.
All right, guys, have a good one, and we'll see you back here soon. Good night.
All right. Good night.
Happy
Oh,
Halloween,
wait.
motherfuckers. What you botched?
Yeah, because I had my line of okay, Dan, do it over. Take 2.
Good night.
I
Cougar?
fucked it.
Todd, get the fuck.
Lay off the weed.
Happy
Todd.
am not
Halloween, motherfuckers.
And make sure you check out Wednesday 13's new album and all the new stuff coming out. And I will see you in Disneyland. Todd.
Oh, is it my turn again?
Yes, but lay off the fucking weed. God damn. Dude.
All right. Have fun with your cum guzzling gutter sluts.